Hello guys, this is Shivangi Bharadwaj. We are going for NISM revision series, specially for Investment Advisor 10A. In this video, we covering chapter 10, that is retirement planning. So now we start it. Task of deciding how much money one would require upon retirement. Retirement corpus can be calculated using income replacement method or expense method. Inflation, lifestyle and life expectancy, risk profile, time to retirement are the factors which affected retirement planning. Defined benefit plan. Benefits to be paid to the employee is defined or fixed at the beginning of the plan. The employer funds the plan and the employee reaps the reward upon retirement. The investment risk is borne by the employer is defined benefit plan, example, final year of salary multiplied by number of year of service. Defined contribution plan. Contribution to the pension plan by the employee is fixed. Contribution by the employer also. The investment risk is borne by the employee is the defined contribution plan. Example, 12% of salary is contribution. Contribution to the PF is an example. Gratuity. Gratuity is defined benefit plan. Gratuity is paid when an employee completes 5 years or more 5 years of continuous service. The period of 5 years is not necessary if the termination of the employee is because of death or disablement. In the case of death, the amount is paid to the legal heir. For government employees, all retirement and gratuity benefits received is exempt from tax under section 10 subsection 1. For non-government employees, any gratuity received by the such employees is exempt from the tax to the extent of the at least of the following. Half month's average salary for each completed year of service. Rupees 20 lakh actual gratuity received. Annuities. An annuity is a contract between the insurer and the individual whereby the insurer agrees to pay a specific amount in the future in exchange for the money now paid by the individual. Annuities are also popularly known as pension plan. Second, investing period is known as accumulation phase. Third, period when the annuitant receives the payment is known as distribution phase. Deferred annuity. Money is invested for a specific period of time until an annuitant starts taking withdrawal, typically upon retirement. A deferred annuity accumulates money, also they accumulate interest on the investment. Period during which investments are made is known as accumulation period or deferment period. The age of at which the annuitant starts receiving pension is known as vesting period. Immediate annuity. Annuitant begin to receive payment from the insurer immediately. For example, upon retirement, an individual can purchase an immediate annuity with his accumulated retirement corpus. Payment will start as immediately at the end of the month. Fixed annuity. Where the payment out is a fixed sum or fixed amount. Fixed annuities are especially debt instrument issued by the insurer. High surrender charges and returns not being able to keep pace with inflation are the major drawbacks. Variable annuity. Payout is based on underlying investment which could be stock or gold etc. The values of annuity depend on the performance of the underlying product. Annuity payable for the remainder of life. Annuity payable for guaranteed period 5/10/15/20 years and the life after that. Joint life and last survivor annuity to the annuitant and spouse, under which annuity payable to the spouse on the death of the purchaser will be either 100% or other fixed percent of the annuity payable to the annuitant. Life annuity with a return of purchase price on death of the annuitant. Life annuity increasing at specified simple rate every year. IRDAI requires the minimum payout in an annuity to be rupees 1000 per month. National Pension Scheme. PFRDA Pension Fund Regulatory and Departmental Development Authority is the regulator. It is defined contribution scheme investment in NPS is to be maintained until the age of 60. National pension scheme applies to an individual who has joined central government service on or after 10/2004. Who are not covered? Employees already covered under PF Act, an individual who has joined central government service before 1 January 2004, or employees of an Indian Armed Forces. Features of National Pension Scheme. Tier 1 account known as pension account is non-withdrawable. Tier 2 account known as saving account is withdrawable. Tier 1 account is a prerequisite for opening a Tier 2 account. Employee contribution 10% of basic plus DA plus DP. Government contribution same amount as that of the employee. Withdrawal not possible till 60. PPN personal pension account number. PRAN permanent retirement account number. Maturity amount taxed as withdrawal at the time of retirement. Tier 1 account is available for 1st May 2009. Tier 2 account from 1st December 2009. Investor can invest through points of presence POP. Contribution in Tier 2 account will not be enjoy any tax advantages. Active choice 3 portfolios option. Scheme A asset class G predominantly in government securities. Section B asset class C predominantly in corporate bond. Scheme C assets class E predominantly in equity markets. Auto choice, also known as life cycle fund, is based on the age of the investor. Minimum amount per contribution rupees 500. Minimum contribution per year rupees 6000. Minimum number of contribution 01 per year. If an investor exists before age 60, then 80% of the saving must be used to purchase the annuity and the balance 20% can be withdrawn in lump sum. If an investor exists at the age of 60, then 60% of amount withdrawal and can be taken in lump sum, and balance 40% of is to be used for purchase an annuity for life insurer. The life insurance company will pay a monthly pension of the rest of the life. 100% annuity option is also available. Annuity for family survivor possible. Central Record Keeping Agency CRA NSDL would recover charges for maintenance of your account. At the same time, PFMS would be paid for managing the savings. The fees and charges by the CRA and portfolio managers will be regulated by PFRDA. Fewer portfolio options when compared to MF. Reverse mortgage. Reverse mortgage is opposite to mortgage where the payment stream is reversed. That is, instead of borrower making monthly payment to the lender makes payment to the borrower. Senior citizen age 60 or above are eligible for reverse mortgage scheme. The amount of loan available under RML depends on the age of the borrower, appraised value of the house, and the prevalent interest rates of lending institution. Joint loan facility is available. In this case, at least one should be age 60. The residual life of the property should be minimum 20 years. No minimum period of ownership is required. The residence should be permanent primary residence and not commercial premises. Maximum monthly payment is capped at Rs 50,000. The maximum lump sum payment shall be restricted to 50% of the total eligible amount of loan, subject to the cap of Rs 15 lakh, to be used for medical treatment for self, spouse and dependents if any. The balance loan amount would be eligible for periodic payment. The property should be self-acquired, self-occupied and having clear title in the favor of borrower. All received under RML shall be exempt from the income tax under section 10 subsection 43. Any transfer of the capital assets in a transaction of reverse mortgage shall not be regarded as the transfer. Capital gain are applicable to borrower only an alienation of the mortgaged property. The maximum tenure of an RML will be 20 years. Re-evaluation of property shall be done at least once in 5 years. Payment option monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, annually. The reverse mortgage loan can be prepaid at any time during the terms of loan. On clearance of all the dues, all the title deeds will be returned by the lender. Rate of interest and the nature of interest, fixed or floating, will be decided by the lender. An RML will increase due to and payable only when the last surviving borrower dies or permanently moves out the house. Costs to be paid by the client to the housing finance company include loan processing charges, documentation charges, commitment fees on undrawn loans amount, etc. Thank you guys.